In the low light of a C-rank dungeon, Daichi's blade severs the neck of a massive B-rank monster. Its body slumps to the stone. For Daichi alone, the corpse erupts in golden light. A crimson longsword materializes, wreathed in prismatic aura, humming with power only he can sense.
A legendary blade. And once again, I'll be the only one who knows it exists.
Daichi, the drop slot registered nothing. What the hell are you hiding this time?
Every damn kill. You find something and the log shows nothing. We're not idiots. Hand over whatever you stole.
I can't believe I trusted you. You've been stealing from us all along, haven't you?
I've never stolen anything. The sword is right here. Why can none of you see it?
The party shouted him down, their accusations drowning out his defense. In seconds, they expelled him on the spot. Daichi walked out of the dungeon alone, the crimson longsword gleaming on his back. A faint smirk played on his lips.
Let them think I am nothing. I'll use this power they refuse to see, and I'll climb higher than any of them.
Daichi threw himself into dungeon after dungeon, alone and unyielding. The crimson longsword carved through monsters like parchment. Another B-rank monster fell, and once more, a legendary ring materialized in a shower of gold.
A ring that would sell for a fortune. Yet my record will say I earned nothing. A glowing blue staff this time. 2 legendary drops in one run, and still nobody knows.
The guild's drop log remained blank. The words "no loot detected," branding him a failure time after time.
Every kill, a legendary item only I can see. What kind of cursed blessing is this?
By the end of the month, his secret arsenal grew to 4 legendary weapons. His power was undeniable, his reputation in the hunter world worthless.
I am stronger than any party I've been with, but on paper, I am the worst hunter in the capital.
In the capital's taverns, hunters laughed together, celebrating shared victories and rich hauls. Daichi sat alone, his wealth invisible, his strength unacknowledged.
Let them believe I am worthless. I'll gather every legendary piece until the truth is undeniable.
Daichi stepped into the Silverhawk Guild, the most prestigious hall in the capital. He still believed his skill would speak for itself.
Daichi, age 19, C rank. Let me pull your drop log. Oh, this can't be right. 0 drops. Not a single item recorded. You've killed dozens of monsters and earned nothing. We don't accept failures.
If only they could see the sword on my back. But every word will sound like a lie.
He tried the Crimson Fang Guild next, then the Iron Boars. Each clerk pulled his log, and each rejection cut deeper.
My skill is legendary. My weapons are priceless. But on paper, I am less than nothing. This entire system is rigged against me. No guild will ever believe the truth.
He stood alone at the city's edge, the crimson longsword still gleaming on his back, invisible proof of his power.
If the official path is closed, I'll forge my own. I'll sell what they refuse to see.
With a final glance at the guild halls that had rejected him, Daichi turned his back on the system and started the hunt for a darker market. Daichi found the hidden shop in the capital's back alleys, where deals were made in shadow and no questions were asked.
You are not a regular. State your business fast, kid.
Without a word, Daichi placed the legendary ring on the table. Its golden aura pulsed in the dim light.
This aura, where did you get? Forget it. I can sell this anonymously. 50,000 gold, no questions.
50,000 for one ring. I can clear a dungeon in a day. I'll become the richest hunter in secret. Do it, and keep it absolutely quiet.
Renji slid a heavy pouch across the table. The clink of gold was more real than any drop log Daichi had ever seen. That night, in his modest apartment, Daichi stared at the pile of coins. A single sale had earned more than most hunters in a month.
I can turn my curse into a weapon. The system shut me out, so I'll build my own empire in the shadows.
And so began Daichi's double life. By day, a hunter with nothing on record. By night, the secret supplier of legendary treasures. 6 months passed, and Daichi's routine became a silent metronome. Hunt, collect, sell, repeat. His secret arsenal swelled to 6 legendary weapons: a crimson sword, a sapphire axe, an emerald bow, a storm staff, a jeweled ring, and a void dagger.
I am the richest hunter in the capital, and no one knows my name. The irony cuts sharper than any blade.
Every dungeon run padded his wealth, but his official drop log remained a monument to failure.
More than enough gold to buy respect. Yet I cannot spend a single coin publicly without questions.
Another legendary piece, Daichi. Your supplier must work in the divine realm.
Just keep it moving. No questions, no records.
The deals with Renji grew routine, but Daichi's solitude deepened with every anonymous sale.
I have the power of a dozen heroes, but I live like a ghost. Is this freedom or cage?
The secret wealth grew, but so did the weight of the lie. Soon, even the shadows would start to notice. Daichi drifted into a guild hall, hoping to feel part of something. Instead, he found a circle of hunters laughing over a newspaper. The headline read, "Mythic Merchant Strikes Again," and the hunters roared, calling the seller a lucky fool who'd be caught soon.
They mock my alias like it's a joke. No wealth can buy the respect I crave.
Their camaraderie was a wall he couldn't breach. He stood among them, yet 1,000 miles away.
I am nothing but a ghost to them. A cautionary tale for the failures.
He walked home through darkening streets, the weight of invisibility pressing on his shoulders. In his apartment, the legendary items glowed softly, but their light didn't reach the shadows in his eyes.
6 legendary weapons, a fortune in gold, and I am still a nobody. The system doesn't just reject me, it erases me.
But even as despair crept in, a defiant spark remained. He hadn't come this far to give up the only identity that was truly his.
If I cannot earn their respect, I'll make them fear my alias. The Mythic Merchant will be a name they can't ignore.
In the Hunter Association's Intelligence Division, researcher Mio stared at a holographic data map. Red markers dotted the capital like a spreading infection.
Over the last 6 months, 47 legendary class items have surfaced on the black market. That's 47 too many for random drops.
Every trail leads to a single anonymous seller. They're using multiple brokers, but the item signatures are unmistakable.
Mio's fingers tightened on the console. She ordered a full trace on the origin of each sold piece, no matter the cost. She and Teo walked the gleaming corridors of the association, already assembling a quiet task force.
Someone out there is producing legendary items like bread. Either they found a glitch in the dungeon system, or they have a skill we've never documented.
In their secure office, Teo began pinning evidence of legendary auctions to a board, red string connecting the sightings.
This isn't luck. It's systematic. If we don't find them before the guilds do, the black market will explode.
Here is the latest auction transcript. The last item sold for over 80,000 gold. Their wealth is growing faster than our leads.
Mio's eyes gleamed with cold focus. The hunt for the mythic merchant had officially begun. Mio's team traced the web of brokers to a single source. Every legendary sale spiraled back to one anonymous seller.
This pattern doesn't match any known dungeon drop mechanics. We're dealing with a unique skill user, someone who can generate legends on demand.
10 high-tier dungeons cleared in a single week. The seller harvests items faster than our entire A-rank division.
Mio barely slept, her mind circling one impossible equation. How could a single hunter produce relics that defied the world's logic?
Whoever they are, they've hidden perfectly. But every legendary item leaves a ghost trail. I'll find it.
Across the capital, Daichi moved through the bustling market, completely unaware of the noose tightening in the shadows.
More eyes than usual today. Or am I just paranoid from too many dungeon runs?
He shook off the feeling and continued on, the weight of his secret life momentarily forgotten.
I'll request surveillance on the next auction. If the seller appears in person, we'll finally get a visual.
Mio nodded slowly, her gaze never leaving the incomplete profile of the hunter, who remained a phantom. Daichi arrived at the auction house to find unfamiliar guards at every entrance. Their eyes swept the crowd with military precision.
Those aren't rent-a thugs. Someone is pushing resources into this. They're hunting me.
He pulled on a wide-brimmed hat and swapped his hunter coat for a merchant's robe. The crimson sword vanished under the folds.
Every sale I make, I'll wear a different face. They can't track a ghost.
His routes through the city became twisted mazes. He doubled back, ducked into shops, and emerged from back doors.
They're getting closer. The mythic merchant has become too famous for his own good.
A woman in a long coat paused at a nearby stall, examining pottery. Her gaze never met his, but his instincts screamed warning.
Just another shopper. Stop jumping at shadows. But if she's not, I need to vanish. I'll use dead drops only. No more face-to-face with Renji until I know who's behind this.
The city that had once ignored him now closed in. Every shadow seemed to hold a watcher, every silence a question. In her lab, Mio placed a legendary ring under a spectral magnifier. The item's aura resolved into a complex lattice of energy patterns.
These patterns, they don't look random. There's a core structure here, a residue of something much larger.
I cross-referenced the other seized items. The same pattern appears in all of them, like puzzle pieces.
She layered the aura scans onto a single holographic grid. The patterns began to align, forming a broken whole.
These aren't individual treasures. They're fragments of a single construct. Whatever the mythic merchant is gathering, it's being assembled piece by piece.
Could it be an ancient artifact? Something lost in the dungeon depths.
If that's true, then every sale is a piece of a weapon or a seal. We need to know what it is before it's too late.
Mio flagged the case as a potential Class 1 threat. The investigation was no longer about black market economics. It was about national security.
I'll start analyzing the signature against ancient records. If there's a match, we'll find it.
The mystery deepened from a hunter's curious skill to a puzzle that could alter the balance of power. And Daichi, alone in his apartment, still had no idea what he was holding. Daichi forced himself through the guild hall doors, hoping the noise would drown out the silence in his chest. A burly hunter pointed at him and laughed. 0 drops, 0 worth. Even the mythic merchant has a better rep than you.
That mythic merchant is me, you fool. If I unsheathe my blade, you'd be begging for forgiveness.
His hand jerked toward the crimson sword's hilt, but he forced it back down. A public brawl would expose everything.
Not today. Not like this. I'll show them all when the time is right.
As he slipped out into the night, a figure across the street raised a compact lens. The shutter clicked, capturing his face.
We got him. Male, early 20s, distinctive brown hunter coat, and a longsword.
Run it through facial recognition against guild records. If he's a registered hunter, I want his file.
Here, Daichi, SSS-Rank. His drop log is completely blank. No items recorded, ever.
Blank log. Unknown wealth, and leaving a known black market location. He's the mythic merchant. Pin his photo to the board.
Mio pulled Daichi's complete guild dossier. The records painted a contradiction. A hunter who cleared dozens of dungeons but earned 0 loot.
His financials show no registered income, yet he pays premium rent and uses top-tier equipment. The numbers don't add up.
The money has to come from somewhere. Cross-check his dungeon timestamps with our black market sale dates.
Tio overlaid the timelines. Every sale aligned with a dungeon completion within 24 hours. The pattern was undeniable.
I found his party records. He was expelled 6 months ago after a dispute. His teammates accused him of hiding drops.
Because they couldn't see the items either. His skill isn't just generating loot. It makes it invisible to everyone else. That's why his log is blank, why he was kicked out, and why he turned to the black market. He's been surviving alone.
Mio leaned back, the puzzle pieces locking together. The mythic merchant wasn't a criminal mastermind. He was an outcast with an impossible burden.
We have enough to bring him in, but I want to confront him personally. He might not even know the true significance of what he's collecting.
She gave the order to prepare an intercept team, her mind already on the coming encounter. The hunt was about to become personal. A guild notice arrived under Daichi's door. Mandatory audit, financial discrepancies. Report to Office 7B tomorrow. He entered the sterile office to find a young woman in a lab coat, studying his file as if she already knew every secret.
Daichi, C rank. Your registered income is 0, yet you rent a premium apartment and have been seen with top-tier gear. Explain.
I saved every coin from before the dungeons. The gear, inherited from a retired hunter. Nothing illegal.
Because your name keeps surfacing near black market auctions, do you know the origin of these legendary items?
I've never sold anything on the black market. My drop log proves I get no items. Ask any guild, I am the worst hunter in the capital. She's not an auditor, she's digging for something. They sent a wolf in administrator's clothing.
He's lying flawlessly, but his pulse jumped when I mentioned the auctions. He's the one. That will be all for now. We'll be in touch if anything further is required.
Daichi walked out feeling more exposed than ever. The audit was a cover, and he knew the real investigation had only just begun.
They've already marked me. If I am going down, I'll make the entire capital remember the name. One legendary staff, one public auction, and the mythic merchant stops being a rumor.
That night, the grand auction house blazed with light. A banner announced the mythic auction tonight. A deliberate provocation. Daichi, masked in silver, walked onto the stage and raised the storm staff. Its crackling aura silenced the crowd. Bids erupted like a feeding frenzy. The price rocketed past 80, then 100,000 gold. When the gavel fell at 120,000, even Daichi's smirk twitched. He just made the biggest sale in black market history.
The transaction just cleared. We have live footage linking Daichi to the staff. The trace is airtight.
Move the intercept team now. Surround the auction house. I don't want him slipping into another disguise.
Outside, shadows in tactical gear slipped through the crowd. The association's net was closing around the mythic merchant.
They're already here. Good. Let's see who blinks first tonight.
The trap was set, and Daichi walked straight into its jaws, but not without a plan of his own. Daichi stepped from the auction house, the chill of the night sharp against his skin. Dozens of silhouettes moved toward him through the dark. Without hesitation, he cut into an alley and threw himself up the fire escape. The rooftop above was his only stage. He vaulted over the ledge and found Mio already there, her lab coat traded for tactical gear, her gaze as cold as the moonlight.
Daichi, I am researcher Mio of the Hunter Association Intelligence Division. You are under arrest for illegal trade of legendary artifacts.
Daichi's eyes shot to the far ledge. He sprinted, ready to leap, only to see 3 more agents rise onto that roof, weapons glowing.
There's no escape, Daichi. Surrender now, and you'll get to tell your side of the story.
Daichi slowly raised his hands. Magic restraints clicked over his wrists, their cold drain sapping his strength. Agents stripped the crimson longsword from his back and pulled a legendary ring from his pocket. Mio held them up, her expression unreadable.
Those are mine. I earned them in dungeons your records refuse to acknowledge.
Mio gave a quiet signal, and the agents pushed him into the steel chair. His legendaries were gone, but behind his eyes, a plan was already forming. Mio entered the sterile room alone. The door sealed with a hiss, and she sat across from Daichi, a dossier resting between them.
Let's skip the act, Daichi. We know about your unique skill. Every monster you kill drops a legendary item that only you can see.
She knows, not just about the sales. She knows the core of it, how.
Your blank drop log, your impossible wealth. It paints a clear picture. Don't insult me by denying it again.
Even if that were true, what does the association care? I am just a hunter they called worthless.
Mio slid a folder across the table. Inside were photos of his items, each underlaid with ancient runic patterns that matched.
Your items aren't random loot. They're fragments of a sealed ancient artifact. Each one you've collected is a piece of something that could reshape the world.
All this time, I thought I was just stocking a vault, but I've been gathering pieces of a puzzle I never knew existed.
We've been watching for carriers of your skill for 50 years. The calamity coming next year. Your items are the key to stopping it or starting it.
Daichi sat back, the room feeling smaller. His entire journey, the expulsion, the secret sales, the wealth, had been building toward a destiny he never chose. Mio tapped a console, and a luminous ancient mural filled the entire wall. The Estaroth seal depicted as an artifact in pieces, surrounded by glowing symbols of ruin and salvation.
This is the Astaroth seal. Assembled, it can either destroy a continent or save one from the calamity that will arrive next year.
The projection shifted to a hellish vision. Cities crumbling, endless hordes of monsters pouring from ruptured gates, and people fleeing in silent terror, their screams unheard.
In 14 months, a dungeon cascade will trigger worldwide devastation. Only this artifact can stop it. And you've been unknowingly gathering its pieces, Daichi.
All this time, my mythic loot wasn't random luck. It was a preordained mission. I am either the world's greatest weapon or its final grave.
Mio gestured, and 6 glowing items appeared on the diagram. The Crimson Longsword, the Storm Staff, and 4 others snapping into place, still leaving most of the artifact empty.
You already hold a third. 14 fragments remain in known dungeons. Your skill is the only way to retrieve them before the calamity hits.
Daichi stared at the glowing diagram, his reflection ghostly among the empty sockets. The weight of the future compressed his chest like a vice.
Why was I given this ability? What am I supposed to choose?
Mio held his gaze, waiting. The question was no longer about crime or punishment. It was about the end of everything. In a sterile holding vault, Daichi stood before his 6 legendary weapons, their glow casting long shadows across his face.
Expelled, rejected, branded a failure. Every insult, every closed door, was it all leading me to this? I sold in shadows, grew rich in secret, but gold never filled the void. The items were calling me somewhere, and I followed blind.
The crimson sword hummed with an ancient chord. The staff crackled with the storm of a coming age. Each piece a fragment of a world-shaking whole.
I thought I was cursed, but I was chosen, not for money, not for fame, for this. The seal needs a bearer, not a puppet. If I help, it will be on my terms, no one else is. I'll collect every missing piece, but the world will see me. No more shadows. This time, my name will be spoken with gratitude, not mockery.
The weight in his chest shifted from despair to purpose. He had been forged in isolation, and now he would wield that solitude like a blade.
I kept my promise to myself once. I became the mythic merchant. Now I'll keep a bigger one. I'll become the hunter who saves the world.
He turned toward the sealed door where Mio waited, his fists unclenching. It was time to write the contract of his own fate. Daichi stepped into the conference room where Mio sat, a quiet storm of readiness in her gaze. The packed table lay bare between them.
I'll collect the remaining 14 pieces, but I won't be a silent pawn. The association will recognize me as a special hunter, and I'll operate publicly.
Unprecedented, but understandable. Your cooperation isn't a favor, it's a necessity. Done. I'll have the paperwork ready by nightfall.
She extended her hand. Daichi took it, the weight of his old life falling away in the grip. Mio slid a rolled parchment across the table. It unspooled slightly, revealing golden script and the sigils of 14 lost relics.
14 pieces, each one a dungeon, a trial, a story, and a chance to rewrite my name in the annals of this world.
The locations are listed in order of increasing danger. You'll have association support for logistics, but the dungeons are yours to clear.
I started alone, and I'll finish this alone, but I'll accept the backup if it means I can move faster.
Then listen well, Daichi. The countdown to the calamity is real. Don't let pride slow the only hunter who can stop it.
Daichi rolled the parchment tight, its weight heavier than any gold. For the first time, His smirk wasn't defiance. It was purpose. Mio spread a tactical map across the table, 14 glowing runes marking the dungeons that held the final pieces.
The first 3 are lower B rank. The last 4 are A rank. Start with the East Gate.
3 A-rank dungeons. I've beaten harder odds alone. This list is just a path to follow.
This device maps dungeon interiors in real time. It won't show items, but it'll keep you from getting lost.
I've navigated the dark alone for months, but I'll take every edge you give me.
Mio slid a formal contract across the table, the Hunter Association's seal gleaming. Daichi signed without hesitation. In the association's great hall, Daichi stood before officials. An older hunter pinned a silver badge to his coat. The badge caught the light, and Daichi felt its weight settle. A symbol not of failure, but of recognized power.
7 months ago, I was expelled as a cheat. Today, I am the association's most guarded asset. The world flips fast.
Around him, other hunters raised their weapons in salute. For the first time, Daichi was not alone, and his mission had just begun. Daichi stood before a tall mirror in the association's armory, his worn brown coat replaced by a crisp special hunter uniform.
Here is your official clearance card. The highest level dungeons will open for you.
This card proves the world finally sees what I've always known.
He strapped the crimson longsword across his back and felt the familiar weight settle over the new uniform. Outside the association gates, morning sun flooded the courtyard. Mio stood waiting, her silhouette sharp against the light.
Daichi, don't make me regret trusting you. Come back with those pieces, and yourself.
I never break my promises, researcher. The next time you see me, I'll have all 14.
He turned and walked toward the eastern gate, the list of relics tucked inside his coat.
I was nothing. Now I am the hunter who carries the fate of the world. No one will call me empty-handed again.
A new legend was taking its first step, and the capital would soon learn the name Daichi. The eastern gate loomed, its stone carved with warnings of A-rank horrors. The first rune on the list pulsed in time with the gate's stone, calling its missing piece home.
Expelled, mocked, hunted. Now I walk into hell with a smirk.
He rolled the parchment and tucked it away. 14 marks his path to redemption. The crimson longsword blazed, scattering the shadows of the gate.
I was nobody. Now I'll stitch this world together one piece at a time.
He stepped into the abyss, and the gate's magic swallowed him whole.
They called me a failure. Let's see what they call me when I've saved them all.
And so began the hunt, the legend of Daichi, who turned a curse into the world's only hope. The countdown had started. The pieces were waiting.